Hey you guys, so what the heck is gluten and why should you care? So you may have been noticing in society that there are people who are gluten-free, or you may see things in the grocery store that are labeled gluten-free. And you may be wondering, what is the big deal and why are people doing this? And does a gluten-free diet automatically equal a healthier diet? Well, I'm going to talk about that in this video. So let's get a little bit of groundwork here. So gluten is a protein that's found in wheat, barley, and rye, so you'll find it in things like breads and pastas and things of that nature. A lot of other products have gluten added to it because gluten is a sticky substance and it actually is a good adhesive for a lot of things. So gluten can be found in things like chicken or like chicken nuggets. So one of the things that we're finding is that a lot of people who are ingesting gluten actually have symptoms as a result of it. And this is why you should care. So these symptoms can be what we call interintestinal, meaning that they can be things that are wrong with your gut. So bloating, constipation, nausea, or diarrhea even. You can have symptoms like that, but you can also have extra intestinal symptoms, things like headache or fatigue. And this is the result of something called leaky gut. So we're going to back up a little bit and talk a little bit about leaky gut. So leaky gut is essentially talking about how your intestinal system is a barrier between the outside world and the inside world. And when that barrier has holes in it, then it can let through proteins that should not come through, and your body develops an inflammatory response or an immune reaction, and that can lead to symptoms. So the question of whether or not gluten is going to cause a problem for you may be due to the fact that you already have leaky gut, and then gluten is one of those proteins that's causing inflammation and causing symptoms. Or in some cases, the gluten itself can be causing leaky gut in you. So if that's the case, then the solution is to remove gluten. So when we talk about getting to the root cause of people's symptoms, if this is the cause, then me giving you a medication to help with your heartburn or your constipation is not treating the cause. Removing the gluten is. So it's really important to do what we call an elimination diet, where we remove gluten and see how your body responds. Now, can we test for gluten sensitivity? There aren't really great tests out there for gluten sensitivity, but there are a few that can let us know whether or not you are having some form of a reaction to gluten. But really, the gold standard is an elimination diet. It's the cheapest way to go, and it is the most definitive. Essentially, you take gluten out of your diet, did your symptom go away? You put gluten back in your diet, did your symptoms come back? Simple, right? So that's why we see a lot of people who are gluten-free, because they took gluten out of their diet and they saw an improvement in their symptoms. Now, what if you take gluten out of your diet and you don't notice any change? Well, then you can keep gluten in. It's not as if gluten in and of itself is a problem. There are a few caveats to that. Like if you have celiac or if you have a wheat allergy, then in that case, you absolutely need to keep gluten out, and it is not healthy for you. It can cause damage to your intestinal lining and other problems, and that is definitely a big no-no. But if you have what we're calling non-celiac gluten sensitivity, which is what so many people are suffering from now, then removing gluten out for a short period of time, maybe doing some things to improve your overall health, decrease your inflammation, heal your leaky gut, balance your microbiome, all the things that I do in my functional medicine practice, then you can reintroduce gluten back in safely and enjoy those foods that you really enjoy. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit why there is this big push for gluten-free products. And then the other thing I'll just say is, has non-celiac gluten sensitivity been around all along, or is this something new? And I don't think that there's a very clear answer, but I think that it's something relatively new. And that's because our lifestyle is more conducive with creating leaky gut in so many more patients. So many more people have leaky gut as a result of, so many things in our environment. Are we on Tylenol? Are we on ibuprofen? Did we take a lot of antibiotics? Were we breastfed? The environmental toxins, so many toxins in our food and our environment, all leading to leaky gut. And then gluten is just one of those proteins that causes an issue. But there are other foods outside of gluten that cause issues. And that's why a comprehensive elimination diet, where we remove multiple foods out, is the ideal way of identifying the perfect diet for you, where you are free of your food sensitivities. All right, you guys, I'll see you in the next video.